I do not live for what the world thinks of me, but for what I think of myself. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. I would rather be ashes than dust. I would rather that my spark should burn out in a brilliant blaze than it should be stifled by dry rot. I would rather be a superb meteor, every atom of me in magnificent glow, than a sleepy and permanent planet. The function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days trying to prolong them. I shall use my time. The most beautiful stories always start with wreckage. Limited minds can recognize limitations only in others. You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club. There's only one way to make a beginning, and that is to begin. And begin with hard work and patience, prepared for all the disappointments. A bone to the dog is not charity. Charity is the bone shared with the dog, when you are just as hungry as the dog. Not all the monsters have fangs. It is so much easier to live placidly and complacently. Of course, to live placidly and complacently is not to live at all. Fear urged him to go back, but growth drove him on. You look back and see how hard you worked, and how poor you were, and how desperately anxious you were to succeed, and all you can remember is how happy you were. Intelligent men are cruel. Stupid men are monstrously cruel. Age is never so old as youth would measure it. The game of life is good, though all of life may be hurt, and though all lives lose the game in the end. Life is so short. I would rather sing one song than interpret 1,000. I'd rather sing one wild song and burst my heart with it than live 1,000 years watching my digestion and being afraid of the wet. Man rarely places a proper valuation upon his womankind, at least not until deprived of them. Desire is a pain which seeks easement through possession. If cash comes with fame, come fame. If cash comes without fame, come cash. To be able to forget means sanity. Love cannot in its very nature be peaceful or content. It is a restlessness, an unsatisfaction. I can grant a lasting love just as I can grant a lasting unsatisfaction. But the lasting love cannot be coupled with possession, for love is pain, and desire and possession is easement and fulfillment. Don't write too much. Concentrate your sweat on one story, rather than dissipate it over a dozen. The word is too weak. There is no word in the language strong enough to describe my feelings. too much is written by the men who can't write about the men who do write. Don't loaf and invite inspiration. Light out after it with a club, and if you don't get it, you will nonetheless get something that looks remarkably like it. As one grows weaker, one is less susceptible to suffering. There is less hurt because there is less to hurt. Some sorts of truth are truer than others. The greatest of the arts is the conquering of men. Pursuit and possession are accompanied by states of consciousness so wide apart that they can never be united. Life, in a sense, is living and surviving. And all that makes for living and surviving is good. He who follows the fact cannot go astray, while he who has no reverence for the fact wanders afar. Class supremacy can rest only on class degradation. I was jealous, therefore I loved. It is far easier to see brave men die than to hear a coward beg for life. He was a man without a past, whose future was the imminent grave, and whose present was a bitter fever of living. Life that did not yearn toward life was in fair way towards ceasing. A million years ago, the caveman without tools, with small brain, and with nothing but the strength of his body, managed to feed his wife and children. So that through him, the race survived. It's better to stand by someone's side than by yourself. He was beaten, he knew that, but he was not broken. Why, if there is anything in supply and demand, life is the cheapest thing in the world. There is only so much water, so much earth, so much air. But the life that is demanding to be born is limitless. Nature is a spendthrift. Don't expect loyalty from a wife who has already betrayed you once.